What's up, guys? So I actually have some more fun stuff coming up. I actually got the new firmware for Hubsan, the 1.5.25 and the new RX. I'll have to look at what those are again, but I did download them. Shally sent them to me, and we'll go ahead and test those when I get a chance. But first, we are going to fix this. If you guys remember, the pinion and reduction gear totally fried, just screwed. So the reduction gear that's right here, the drive gear for the drivetrain, actually was made of plastic or maybe nylon, and it just completely stripped it out because the pinion gear on the motor is metal, like this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That little guy right there. And so what I've done is I've ordered a metal reduction gear and a metal pinion gear. That way this whole scenario doesn't happen again. So let's go ahead and tear this down. We got to take off this whole unit right here. We got to open up the drive case and the rear differential case, front differential case, and have a look inside of this and see if we can pull out the drive shaft that goes all the way down, and then pull the gear off, replace it. We got a little bit of work ahead of us, so see you guys in a sec. Well, let's see what we're going to need to take this apart. I hope this camera angle is good enough for you. Let me get my screwdrivers out here and see what's going to fit on there and what's not. Don't need the bearings. The bearings go to another project. Let's see. I think that's going to fit perfectly. Looks like that is a yes. Awesome. Let's go ahead and pull these out. Okay, there's one. And there's number two. Awesome. Now we got to do the front ones here. So remove this drive shaft protector. May have to stop the video here in a sec, guys, because I got some food on the stove that's cooking. Don't want to overcook it. Let's see if that allows me to pull this out. Beautiful, it should. Let's get that wire off of there. I'm gonna have a look. We'll remove this carefully here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and unplug the piece here. Going to the servo. We'll see if we can get this out of here carefully. Don't want to break anything. There's one side. There's the other. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. That way we can remove the drive line here. If I can get it out of there. Pull out the antenna wire. There we go. Oh, come on, get out of there. Alright, so all the screws are still in it. We know this is the back because it has the reduction gear area. So I've got all 4 screws. We're just going to go ahead and set that aside there. And I should be able to just bend this out. Yes, sir. Look at that. And the back one. So let's go ahead and pull this gear set apart here. Take that, set it right there so I know exactly how that goes back on there. Man, look at that gear. That is crazy. It tore that thing apart. Tore it apart. There is really nothing left of that gear at all, barely. Alright, and then we've got a little, oops. Not what I meant to do. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. Okay. Awesome. We will set that right there. Don't want to forget how that goes back in there, right? That goes on this side. Alright. So I should be able to just pull these back, and as you can see, the drive case opens. So let's remove this steering joint here. Let me get a sec. I gotta take my food out here, and then we'll keep going on this. I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, I'm back here, guys. Let's go ahead and remove this because I can just open these up. So I should just be able to pull the drive shaft out after I take the steering bar, the stabilizer, out of here. So let's go ahead and pull out the awesome drill here. I gotta make sure these stay in place because there's pins in here. So yeah, let's do that. We'll just take the steering bar apart. Excellent. And excellent. Let's go ahead and remove the steering bar. Okay. Beautiful. Now, I should be able to pull this up and just... Let's see if I can get this out of here carefully. I want to do it carefully here, guys. Give a little pull. There we go. That is the front gear mesh out now. Let's go ahead and see if we can free up the back gear mesh. I'm going to do this with a little... Matter of fact, probably could just do it this way here. Screwdriver. We'll pull. Excellent. Now the whole drivetrain should come out without having to take everything apart. Absolutely did. Beautiful. So, these bearings have a lot of sand in them, guys, and they're still rolling pretty smooth, but that's not too bad. Well, the plastic gears up here are doing just fine for the drivetrain area. For the rear and front differential, they're doing pretty good, but this gear is shot. So, let's go ahead and pull that screw off there on the end. And then we'll remove this and we will go ahead and oil these bearings up real good with our wonderful quadcopter lubricant. So, I will see you guys in a sec. As a matter of fact, we'll just do it on film here. I'll go ahead and... There we go. Excellent. Let's go ahead and set that aside. We'll show this on camera in case I get confused. Beautiful. Go ahead and just pull that on off of there. Excellent. Alright, so let's set that down carefully. Let's remove that bearing off of there if I can get it. If I can get it. I may have to get some tools involved here. Let's go ahead and do this. There it is. Winning. That old gear is shot there, boy. Okay, so let's go ahead and slide the bearing. Actually, let's, while I'm thinking about it, right, instead of playing games, let's go ahead and just get this out of the way real quick. I'm going to go grab a rag. I'll see you guys in a sec here. Alright, I went ahead and soaked this in gasoline real quick and made sure it was nice and clean. So let's go ahead and drop a little oil on this all the way around. We want it to have a good coat of it, and another one right here all the way around. Beautiful. Brand new motor, or brand new reduction gear. Let's go ahead and put this right on the end of it, make sure that fits good. Let's hope that goes on there smooth. It's going in at a bit of an angle here. Let's try that again. You gotta make sure this is going in there super smooth. There we go. Excellent. Now let's grab it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's incredibly smooth with that oil in there. Oh, this thing's it's gonna be a happy bird. All right, well, we'll do this real quick. Let's go ahead and put that through there. Make sure these holes are lined up. Make sure we get these. See, guys, before I put this on, there's like a cross. And you have to make sure the cross fits the cross when you put this back together. So, let's get this lined up. Should go about like that. That's the first part there. Make sure we have all the holes lined up. Yes, we do. Give a little push. That's where it should stop. That bearing should free ride. Oh my God, dude, that feels so smooth now. Like a baby's butt. We have another bearing right here, so let's go ahead, and this one's not as dirty. Let's just wipe it off. This one looks pretty clean, so not really gonna mess with it too much. But let's go ahead and lift this up real good. Make sure it's got a good coating. Turn it so it all goes on in there. Beautiful. Okay, most of the oil's gone. It's receded into the bearing. So let's go ahead and give it a little wipe down. Alright, let's go ahead and put this back on the end. Right there. And the screw back in here. We're going to do the first part of this slow because I want to make sure I don't strip it. Alright, it's going in pretty smooth. So let's go ahead and give her a nice little tighten. There we go. Beautiful. Make sure that's nice and tight. Excellent. Both bearings are lubricated. Sounds good, feels good. Let's do the front bearing now for the front drive trans. Go ahead and pull that out. This one's not too bad either. We can put that screw. We can just hit this one with oil as well. It looks like it's in pretty good shape still. We'll just give it a nice little coating. And we will turn nice and slow. Let that oil get in there. Oh, I already feel the difference. And people say not to oil bearings, they're crazy. I can feel how stiff it's not anymore. It feels nice and smooth. Okay, well, let's clean the excess off there. Okay. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and put the oil aside for a sec here. And I can't go any further until I remove the motor. But let's put that screw back in there because I didn't have to take it off all the way. It looks like it's in good shape. Let's turn this backwards. Turn it backwards until I feel the groove. There it is. Beautiful. Excellent. Nice and tight. One more with this here. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Butter, baby. Butter. All right, so that's done. These, let's make sure these pins stay in here real good. I don't want to be messing with all this later. I want all this to be lined up. All right, so that gear is completely shot. But what we need now to be able to take this out of here is I need to go get my Allen wrenches. So let me go get my set of Allen wrenches and I will see you guys in a minute. We are almost done. I'm moving right on through this. Alrighty guys, had to go get the correct size Allen wrench to take this out of here. Go ahead and twist this real good. This one's going to be a bugger, I can already tell you that right now. There's going to be a ton of torque on this. Let me try to get as close as I can to the tip here. There we go. Had to break her free. It was on there real good. All right. Let's go ahead and pull this on out. And just for future reference, guys, I'm going to save that little piece in case anything ever happens to the other one. I'm not so worried about this gear here. Let's hope this comes out nice and easy. Yes, it did. Excellent. Okay, that gear is completely chewed up. It's toast. I don't even know what this is made out of. It feels very light. It doesn't feel like this one. This one feels like metal. This one feels like maybe aluminum. I don't know. But what I do know is that they didn't even have this lined up correctly when they originally installed it. So let's go ahead and put this piece back in. Actually, you know what? We will put the motor piece on there. Let me get this. We're going to use the new one it came with here. We'll get that little piece in there to hold it. So I'll tell you exactly why this happened so quickly, so you guys have an understanding. Okay, let me get this part of the way in. There we go. Excellent. All right. Let me get that on there now. It's gonna go. It's gonna go, or did I screw it in too much already? I see what the problem is. Their cut holes in here are junk. They didn't do a good job with these cut holes. When they drilled into it, there's little particles left. That might work now. Come on, buddy. Work with me here. Work with me here, you know. Let's see if we can hit it from like this. There we go. Oh, don't be that way. Come on. Alrighty, guys. After some really rough pushing and pulling, I finally managed to get that new gear on there. We're not going to tighten it yet because what happened last time is the gears were not lined up. Okay? So basically, this gear was only riding partially on there. Like that. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of gear still left on the top end there. All that gear. Which means this was not pushed together correctly. It was like that at the manufacturers. Which is why only part of this gear is chewed up and only part of that gear is chewed up. So this time, we're not going to make that mistake. I wasn't the one that did it, so I can't be held at fault. How about that? Let's make sure we got all this is nice and lubed up now. Motor's in there securely. We're not going to tighten that down until we get this in there properly. So let's go ahead and lift the front differential. Slide this on in there. There we go. Bearing fit in there perfect. These have the shocks, so you should be able to pull this. All this is nylon, and they all have joints that move. So you should be able to pull this open enough to get that in there, just like that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful thing. Push those pins down, make sure those don't come out. And here was the problem originally. You see how that's lined up? Look at the motor. That is identical to how it came out of the box. You see how it's not lined up at all? There's a lot of shaft left in there. And this is where the reduction gear sits. It doesn't go anywhere. So what we're going to go ahead and do is line this gear up this time around to make sure that doesn't happen again. How about that? That's how we'll do that. It'll be easier to do it this way, because then I can get a hold of that shaft real good. Okay. Let's actually push this back just a little bit. It'll be easier to do it this way, huh? There we go. Make sure that shaft doesn't have much play. Alright, so that shaft is coming out further. Let's go ahead and push it back. Excellent. Okay, come on, get in there, gear. We're going to squeeze this tight if we're going to be doing all that fun stuff. Alright. Alright, well, it's good enough. I can't do it because the steering bracket's not on here, but all that's in there. This is lined up. Motor's tight. So, let's go ahead and put the steering component back on here to hold these pins in place to make sure those don't move. Like so. And get this lined up again. Might be easier to do the side without the servo first. Get that a little ways in there. And then I can mess with the servo side, because this has to be lined up perfectly. There we go. Excellent. That should work. If not, we can maneuver this a little bit if we have to. Looks like it's in. Screwing in very well. Excellent. So let's go ahead and give it a little more. We know it's tight because it's moving the servo, and that servo is a pretty tough little servo. Excellent. Now, just make sure they're nice and hand tight. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it, man. We are in like Flynn. Okay, now for the next fun part. as you guys know, we have to reattach the drivetrain. Now that it's in there, we need the shield here, and we need to get it up under here first, like so. And we also need to put this back down. That little piece on there, and then we need to put this piece back on here. If I can get this lined up. There we go. This is going to go over the top of it like that. Beautiful. Alright, now for the fun part. Make sure that these joints are in here correctly. There's one, there's two. Okay. The front is coming together great. Let's go ahead and screw this in nice and slowly. This is also closing the front diff. To make sure the diff is sealed. And we're going to do this side. And this side's not quite going in. There we go. Got it that time. Had to mess with it for a sec. Make sure these have a good seal so no dirt and stuff is getting up in the differential cases. But you don't want to over tighten them either. That's good enough for me. Now, let's make sure we got all this lined up correctly. It would appear so. Looks like all that's in there. Go ahead and tighten one side down. Excellent. Now, should have probably done this first, but I can still do it. We're good. I just got to get the antenna back up and through that hole. Should have done it before I put it back in, but it's all good. It feels evil again. Alright, a little dust and dirt coming out of there. Let's go ahead and tighten these motors down. I was noticing a little movement from the motors while I was doing things. There we go. Tighten these two down. That one was loose. That one was also very loose. Ooh, it sounds evil, you guys. Well, that's that. I guess we'll know in a sec, huh? Let's, excellent. And I got one screw down there that I have hidden somewhere. We'll grab that if we have to. Let's go ahead and feed the battery on in here. And get that Velcro up. Tighten her down nice and good. Let's re-hook up the servo right here. Put that wire back underneath. If I can get it. Here we go. Push that servo down into here. Like so. One side and two. Servo is connected. Charge cord out of the way. Red lights on. And steering's back up and running. What do you guys think? I think it sounds way better than it did. It sounds angry. Well, let's go break these gears in. I'll see you guys outside. Guys, just finished eating real fast after I finished the car. As you can see, it's looking pretty sweet. We're gonna take it outside now. And you can hear those gears, man. They're working. They're a little tight. They definitely need to be broken in, but everything's working. So let's take it outside and kick the living crap out of it for a minute. See you guys in a sec. So these gears are super tight, man, and they definitely need to be broken in, but they sound a lot smoother. It doesn't have that turbo ratchety noise that they were making with that. I guess it might have been plastic or nylon gear. It might have been a nylon gear, but it sounds a lot quieter, which is really cool. But like I said, these gears definitely need to be broken in. They're still very tight. They're working, but they are kind of tight, so they're definitely going to need to be run in. And I'm guessing that's going to cause some friction for a little while, and probably won't get nearly the battery time I was getting out of it until the gears break in a little more, but it's fine. So we're up here at my favorite 7-Eleven parking lot. I'm going to go ahead and set the car down right here in front of me, and let's bash it around the parking lot a little bit, see how much battery life we can get. Now, I just played with it for a second with my buddy, because he bought the same one, and we're going to race him once we get them all hooked up. So let's play. Alrighty guys, so I know that one of the front tires is peeling, the glue's bad, so it's time to just probably get some upgrade tires for this. And they're really out of sync. Like they've got so much tread chewed off them now, they're way out of balance. So we probably will get better tires, so don't judge the speed test yet, because the friction of the motor and the tires are not wonderful. So let's have some fun. It already sounds smoother. Now I have my Movo omnidirectional mic on there, so you guys should be able to hear the sound of the car. Let's get it out there a little ways. All right, let's have some fun. Oh, it's way quieter. Before it sounded like a turbo train coming through. All right. It's got excellent range, man. Steering trims definitely need to be adjusted, but that's probably the tires so worn out. The gears sound really smooth though. Besides the fact they need to be broken in, they still have plenty of torque. So we're just going to run these gears in good, and at some point we'll put the 590 kV motor in there, but we definitely need to break the gears in first. Man, this thing is just quick. But as you guys can see, when I go in reverse, there's so much friction that it has a hard time going fast in reverse. So it's doing all right. They definitely, I might even have to shave them down or grease them a little bit, see what happens. So, it runs pretty good. Like I said, the gears are still pretty tight. They're definitely going to take quite a bit of working in to get them to run smoother, and we need to replace the tires. But other than that, it sounds much better. It's working much better. So, that's it, guys. Drone worship. I'm out. Toot-a-roo.
Give yourself to the dark side.